In this video, I'm going to show you how to make XO game using Python. This game is played between two players, that is player X and player O. And this game executes in Python terminal. So let's get started. So initially I've created this print message. It is nothing but a welcome message which executes when we start the game initially. If you want, you can have this code, or else if you don't want also, it's not a problem. And next I've created a function which is called as a display board. What this does is, after each time a player makes a move, this function will be called so that it prints out the board like this. What I did is print the board like this, and in each of this place I'm printing the move which the player did. Suppose if this place is already occupied by X, this will be X, and if this is O, this will be O, printed O, and this will, if this place is X, again it will be printed as X. Like that it displays a board. So now what we have to create is a main function inside which our main game will be executing. So for that, def main game. Inside this function, our main loop will be executing, which will be while loop. So while play, for that I have to assign a variable called as play equals to true, and then winning places. So what this does is, winning places is checks for the winning places in the board. So winning places are 1, 2, 3. If a user has a X in places 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6 or 7, 8, 9, and in all the columns and diagonals, then the player is a winner. So for making the task checking the winning places easier, I'm making it as a nested list, and you will know in the later how this will be useful. And next what we have to do is create a board. So that will be also a list. So board equals to a list of which will contain 10 elements. The first place will be always kept empty, because the list indexing starts from 0 and not from 1. So while the user enters 1, it will be going to the place, this place, and not to this place. To make the tasks easier, I'm referring the index and the place which is entered by the user will be both equal. And yeah, so while coming inside the main loop, so first we have to get the input from the user X, because always in a XO game, X user gives the input first. So X equals to X input, and for this we have to create a function called as X input, from where we'll get the X input. And here I'll create a while loop. While true, we're getting the input from the X user. So for which X equals to input, enter your choice, and then we are checking if X is a digit. So if X dot is digit and int of X is less than 10 and int of X greater than 0. So what I did here is first getting the input from the user, and then checking if it is a digit, and if it is a digit I'm checking if it is less than 10 and greater than 0, because our board has only numbers from 1 to 9. And if it is true, then I'm changing the type of X to int, explicit typecasting, and then I'm checking if this board, in this board, if that particular place has the place empty. So if board of X equals to empty string, in that case the place is free and the player can move the X mark over that place. In that case we can return the value, return X, or else case we have to print X place already taken. And if the enter did not enter any digit, and if he enters any special characters or any alphabets, in that case we have to print enter correct input, something like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for getting the input from the X user. So what I did here is coming into a loop, while loop, and then getting the input from the X user and checking if it's a digit less than 10 and greater than 0, and then checking if the place is free and then returning X. Else I'm telling the player that the place is already taken, and it again goes to the loop and again does the choice from the user. Suppose in case if the user enters any digit other than digits, like special characters or alphabets, then it goes to this else case and will print enter correct input, and again it goes to the while loop. So this loop will be keep on executing until the user enters the correct input with the place free. And basically we same like that, we have to create a function for O input. It's pretty much the same like this. Instead we have to use the variable O. So yeah, that's it pretty much. And what we have to do next is, after getting the input from the X user, we have to set that place to X. So for board of X equals to X, in this case X is the user who gave the input. And next what we have to do is check if this move done by the X user leads to a winning case or a match draw case. So for that we have to create a function called as def win check. Yeah, in this case we have to use this winning places board. So what this does is we'll be creating a loop so that each of the nested list will be elements of the nested list will be accessed. So for win place in winning places, what this does is access each of the elements of the nested list winning places. So in the first iteration the list will be 1 2 3, in the second iteration the list will be 4 5 6, in the third iteration the list will be 7 8 9. Yeah. So first what we have to check is if board of win place of 0 equals to, so what we did here is first checking win place of, in the first iteration the list win place will be 1 2 3 and win place of 0 will be 1, so board of 1, which will represent this element. The same way now we are doing it for the second element. Board of win place of 1 will be equal to board of win place of 2. If all these are equal to X, in this case player X wins the game. So we'll get back to that in a couple of seconds, so we'll just write pass the statement now, and the same thing goes for the winning of player O. So elif if this is for player O, in that case we'll pass the statement, and if both the things are not correct, that is if either of the plays are not winner, next what we have to do is for checking the match draw case. So if empty space not in board, in that case what we have to do is we'll be returning a false statement to the main loop. So that's pretty much it, and we'll just pass the statement here, and I'll tell you why we are passing the statement for now. Okay, so in this case, if the X user is winning the game, what we have to do is to print the message that player X wins. So print player X wins the match. And next we have to ask if both of the players wants to play the next game. So for this we have to create another function called as def new game. This function, it asks the user if they want to play the next game and then returns to the winning case, win check case. So same like how we got the input from the O user and X user, same logic we'll be using here. So while true, next equals to input do want to play the next game. Yeah, so first we check if nxt in a list of capital Y or small y. In this case, yes, the player wants to play the next game, and if in that case it is true, what we have to do is we have to set we'll assume a variable again here, again equals to true, and we'll break out of the loop. Yeah. And elif nxt in a variable of no or capital N or small n. In this case the player doesn't want to play the game again, so again equals to false, and we'll break out of the loop. Yeah, so here what we have to do is if again, that means if again is true, in the case that if the player wants to play the match again, what we have to do is print play variable. We'll setting the play variable equals to true, which we have given here, which we have mentioned over there. So play equals to true, and we have to call the main function again, or if print new game, and we call the main function again, main game. Else what we have to do is print have a great day or something like that. Yeah, so this is the function of the new game, and we have to call this function here, input equals to new game, and here and then return false. So if not inp, in the case that if the input is false, if it is returned false, what we have to do is that the player doesn't want to play the game again, so we are returning false. The same goes here. But here the player O. And the same thing goes over here. that's it. What we did here is we'll be calling the function from here. So while calling, we'll be changing the variable play equals to windcheck. What this does is for each of the play, it will check if the after the X player made his move, it will go to the win check case, it will come back to the win check function, and we have mentioned the winning places, and if either the winning if in any of the places if player X wins, then it will ask if he wants to play the next game. So it will call the new game function, and it will come into the new game function, and while true, that is until the user enters the correct input, the loop will be executing continuously. And you want to play the next game y or n. So if it is y and again variable equals to true, and we are breaking out of the loop, and if it is false or no, then we are setting the again variable equals to false, and we are moving out of the loop. So if it is false, the player doesn't want to play the game again, so it will come to the else case, and it will print have a great day, and it will print false. And if the player wants to play the game again, that's true. If again, it will come inside the main loop, sorry, it will come into the again if case, and it will set play variable equals to true, and it will print you're playing a new game, and it will call the main game function again. And if it is returning false, we are calling the function from here, and input equals to false. So if not false, that means not false, it is equals to true. So if true, that means the case is correct, and it will return the value false. And we are checking if the play equals to false, then that's all, the player doesn't want to play the game again, and it will break out of the loop. So if play, that means only if the case is true, the O user can do this input. So O equals to O input, and board of X equals to O, and again play equals to win check. That's pretty much it with the code. Yeah, we forgot one thing. Before this, we have to display the board. That means we have to update the board, that we have to tell the user that where did he enter, and we have to display the board. This is the function for that. So display board. And the same thing here also we have to do display board. And what we have to do is global play variable and board variable, because we are calling the board function in this inside other function called as display board, and also inside X input and O input. So for that we have to global the board function so that it can be used inside the other function, and also play variable, because inside this we are changing the play variable to be true. Okay, so first we have to call the main function. So if name equals to main, in that case we have to call the main game. So that's it, we can run the code now. Yeah. So it works pretty fine till now. So this is the welcome message I have did. First it prints the heading, and then the reference, like what places represents which box, and then the rules for the game, and then like simple have fun. Okay, so first if the player enters 1, so what happened here is we have to go to the code. If play equals to win check, it is not a win case, it will come out. Okay, so we have to add a return true statement. Only that case the O user can be entering the input, so it should work pretty fine. So first X user enters input. Okay, it works fine. So what happens here, X plays, we have to go to the board. Okay, So board of O equals to, it should enter, and we'll run the code again. So we are running the game. Yeah, it came fine. X enters the input, O enters the input, it works fine. And now if X choice, then it should be winning case. Yeah, it's correct. Player X wins the game. And if you want to play S, and it is a new game, so again if you press enter, it goes perfectly fine. And 9, 6, 8, 5, and 7. Yeah, player O wins the game. Yes. 1. So what if we enter something like this? Oh, enter correct input. And what if we enter more than the digit? Enter correct input. So yeah, it works perfectly fine. And what if the other user enters the same place which is already taken? It will print place already taken. Yeah. So the code works perfectly fine. And what if you want to play next game as new? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So in this case, it's a match case, match draw case. So and it is asking, do you want to play the next match? Okay, so we didn't specify that it is a match draw case. We have to print it, and we can print it here. Print match draw. I'll leave the link for this code in the description. In case if you want to check out the game, you can download it from the GitHub repository. Yeah, so that's it guys. And if you like the video, share it with your friends and do subscribe to the channel for more awesome videos. Thank you for watching.